Hello and welcome to the Ford Entertainment Group iRacing Flea Market Series tonight from Iowa for 125 laps. This is chase race number 3, and it's also the elimination race in the second to last round. 18 drivers come in to the race tonight, tied for points. You see their names up there on your screen right now. Many of them earning wins during the season here, so they'll have an advantage if there's any kind of a tie, but everyone comes in tied on points here, 2,500 points, and only the top 6 will advance to next week's championship finale in contention to win a custom-built PC by Ford Entertainment Group. So it's going to get tight, but these are your drivers coming in to the race tonight with a shot to do it. So shout out in chat if you see your favorite driver's name up on there, who's going to make it and who's going to have to go home after the race tonight. As the drivers putting their lap times in, we did adjust something here, so you might be able to see your driver a little bit more clearly with their numbers now, the color of what they would be on the race car. So you might be able to see them a bit better. Of course, their names, we do have a C at the end of their names, denoting if they are in the chase or if they're out of it. So anybody whose name shows up completely is not in the chase, but everyone else will be eligible to move on until to next week if they can finish well enough. So it all comes down to where they finish at the end of the race. But meanwhile, we want to give a big shout out to the iRacing Flea Market, of course, for sponsoring this series. You can check them out over on Facebook. I actually just put the link there in the chat so you can check them out. Get advice and buy or sell new or used sim racing gear right over at the iRacing Flea Market. I want to thank those guys for their support here tonight. Of course, Ford Entertainment Group building awesome custom PCs at an affordable price. You can check them out over on Facebook as well. Also, shout out to Renegade Coffee Bar for sponsoring tonight's event. Check out Renegade Coffee Bar at renegadecoffeebar.com. It's a great pre-workout replacement bar packed with caffeine and beta-alanine. And it's a much better alternative to one of those pre-workout powders that you might have to make a shake out of. Very inconvenient, but these are just bite-sized bars. So pop one in your bag, or just take it right before you head out for the day. It gives you energy to get through your workouts and throughout your day. You can save 20% on your purchase by using the code RENEGADE20 at renegadecoffeebar.com. So check those guys out and save yourself some money with that coupon code. Coming back to the racetrack here, the number 9 machine, David Santini, last week's winner at Atlanta. We were not able to broadcast that as I was out sick, but we are back tonight. This is chase race number 3, a lot on the line for a lot of drivers. Chris James looks like he is making his first appearance here. We've seen Chris over at the iRacing Fantasy Series. He's very, very competitive over there in that series, currently 16th on the board here tonight. We have our own VSPEED driver here tonight. Ryan Gemmel currently qualified in the 15th position. So we'll keep an eye on Ryan throughout the event tonight and see what he has to challenge these guys for a win. And looks like we've got 22 drivers who have taken a time here in the qualifying session, but that is all for the moment. The rest of them not electing to take a time and not going to be able to get one in at this point. Let's take a look at our weather here. 78-degree air temp and 78-degree track temp, a couple degrees down from where we were in the practice session before the race. So going to be a lot of grip out there, and we've talked with one of the drivers. It sounds like it is a very tight setup tonight, so I would not be surprised to see some of these guys make contact coming out of the corners here as we look on with Chris James as practice qualifying now coming to a close. So they are going to start gridding here. We'll see who gets onto the track first. And let's run through our starting grid here tonight. The cutoff race at Iowa. Josh Bonwell on the pole. He has been on fire here this season. He's in contention to move on with a solid finish here. But Josh Bonwell, of course, fan favorite as well. He's going to start on the pole position, so congratulations to Josh. Right to his outside, it's going to be Tyler Pluff, or as he's denoted here, Tyler Pluff Daddy. So starting on the outside of that front row, Jerry Glenn going to be rolling off in 3rd position. Chris McCullough, one of our chase drivers, going to roll off in 4th position. Jeremy Crandall, a chase driver, starting 5th. Robert Vormwald, a chase driver, starting 6th. Mr. FEG himself, that is Jeffrey Ford, rolling off in the 7th position. Alec Conklin, a chase driver, going to start in the 8th position. We have the Beard here, which he is going to be rolling off in the 9th position, also a chase driver. Travis Rucker starting in the 10th position in the chase as well. Ken McCullough Jr. starting in 11th. He is a chase driver. Andrew Melvin, a chase driver, in 12th. Jacob Plank rolling off in 13th. He splits up a bunch of these chase guys. Matthew Lee, another fan favorite, rolling off in the 14th position. Ryan Gemmel going to be starting in that 15th spot, the number 14 VSPEED machine. Chris James starting in the 16th position. David Santini, last week's winner, starting in the 17th position. Jeff Smith rolling off in 18th. RJ Corson going to be starting in the 19th position, and Timothy Bates, a chase driver, rounding out the top 20. Gene Rogers rolls off 21st. Juanito Medina rolling off 22nd. Ronnie Royal, a chase driver, starting 23rd. Jack Pelliser rolling off in the 24th position. Clint Cox going to be starting in 25th, and Danny Rogers in 26th. Brad Bothwell in 27th. Jeremy Poole 28th. Cole Day 29th. Zach Brewster rounds out the top 30. In 31st, it's Gregory Brandenburg. 32nd, David McCullough. 33rd is Tim No, who I believe is the deepest in the field of the chase drivers. Robert Carroll rolling off 34th. And that will do it for our field here. So take a look up at the front. Josh Bonwell already out on track here behind that pace car. And we are getting ready to start here pretty soon, I think. So we want to thank you for tuning in here to tonight's race live on VSPEED. We are live tonight on YouTube, not on Twitch as we usually are. But we broadcast the Ford Entertainment Group iRacing Flea Market Series here on Mondays. And we have one more race left in the season after this as these guys make another lap around. So let's bring up a little bit more information about ourselves. This is VSPEED. We are usually live on Twitch throughout the week, so we'll be live over there, I believe 4 nights this week, and of course live tonight on YouTube. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing on this platform and check us out over on Twitch. You can also find us on Facebook, where we post race announcements before each and every race throughout the week. Also, we are on Twitter and Instagram at VSPEEDSim, where you can find those same announcements as well as others throughout the week, and updates on merchandise and special events on those platforms as well. So check us out. Give us the support on those platforms. We would really appreciate it. I want to thank you again for tuning in here tonight for Chase Race number 3, the iRacing Flea Market Series. Josh Bonwell preparing to get us underway. The 56 machine gets him going already. We are underway. The 21 stacks him up on the outside. That's Tyler Pluff. Not a good start. He's going to drop straight into the 4th position. That 21 car able to get it back going again, and he's now under attack from the 18 machine as they go side by side for 4th and 5th. Chris McCullough now on the outside, going to try and capture that position, but we are under caution already. And it looks like Ryan Gemmel going around here early on. Not sure who else was caught up, but that VSPEED machine already with damage. And let's go take a look at what happened to Ryan here. So caution number 1. Try and get a better view. Ryan Gemmel just about mid-pack right here with the 9 machine behind him. Coming out of the corner, he just gets on the apron, tries to hang on to it, comes up in front of a couple vehicles there. think that was not Brad Bothwell, the 26 machine, RJ Corson, was caught up in this. Nowhere for RJ to go, really, I think, as the 14 starts going around, overcorrects a little bit, and the 26 into him there. And then the 07 of Jeff Smith, one of our chase drivers, I believe, also caught up in this. Yeah, just a little tag on the side there for the 07. And he comes in to get that damage repaired along with a handful of others. While the top 16 elect to stay out. Josh Bonwell, your leader. And of course, we want to let you in on what happens at the end of these races. A driver on the lead lap, a random driver on the lead lap, will be eligible for a giveaway that they do over on the iRacing Flea Market. Tonight's giveaway is either a $25 iRacing credits or an iRacing t-shirt, and it's the winner's choice. So pretty good prizes there for one of these guys on the lead lap, and definitely one of the coolest parts about being in this league is if you can finish on that lead lap, survive to the end, you will be eligible for it. And of course, the winner receives a trophy custom made by VSPEED. Josh Bonwell already has a couple of those. And last week's winner, David Santini, his is about to be sent out here as well. So Santini gonna be getting his second of the season. But great trophy, courtesy of VSPEED. And we are working under caution number 1. Josh Bonwell started on the pole. He hasn't had any pressure as the caution came out really just as they got onto the back straightaway. But we are working under this first caution. We want to hear who you think is going to win tonight. We've got Josh's mom here in chat already cheering for him, but anybody else watching tonight, cheer on your favorite driver in the chat or who you think is going to win, and we'll follow along throughout the race like always. As it looks like Jeffrey Ford is taking it behind the wall along with Ryan Gemmel. So Gemmel not able to continue here. He likes to take it behind the wall. And the number 1 machine of Ken McCullough looks like he maybe started from the pits and on the tail end of the lead lap here. Not sure what happened to Ken, but he has definitely been one of the favorites here throughout the season and has a couple victories to his name. Pace car lights turn off. The one going to go back around and catch up to the back of the field here. But it's going to be Josh Bonwell and now Jerry Glenn on the outside, as Tyler Pluff did not get a good start on the initial launch here. And he dropped all the way to 4th in that 20, actually should be in the 5th position, that number 21 machine. So gonna be starting on the inside. Josh Bonwell will start down on the inside. And Iowa is such a great track, so many racing grooves, but with a tight setup, it does limit your ability to make passes here. So we'll see how these guys work and how they do here as this race goes on and how the runs progress. It's the 18 machine having some serious connection issues. But Josh Bonwell in control here. He gets him going, a little spin of the tires. And they stack up behind the 23, the 9, and the 18 all, or I'm sorry, that was the 10 machine. It looks like he didn't get going very well. The 23 got into him, and then the 9 got into the 23, but heavy damage to David Santini, last week's winner in that 9 machine. That will hurt his straightaway speed for sure. But we make it across the line here. Josh Bonwell out in front will bring up our ticker so you can follow along with your favorite driver. It'll be a little bit harder to see their full names tonight unless they're not in the chase, but you do have their numbers in the color that they appear on the racetrack. So that should help you a little bit to identify where your favorite driver is running. Josh Bonwell out now to about a half-second lead, but he goes way up the track there. Jerry Glenn gonna try to work that bottom lane and close in. He gains about a half-tenth down through turns 1 and 2. The 30 machine try and reel him back in. Josh Bonwell's been putting on a clinic here in this series over the past couple of months with a handful of race wins. Definitely got to be considered one of the favorites going into Homestead next week if he can get out of here with a solid run. But right now, Jeremy Crandall, the next highest chase driver, he's under pressure. Tyler Pluff started on that front row. He's now challenging for third. They battle side by side out of turn 4. So difficult to complete that pass, and he won't be able to. But that'll open up the door for Chris McCullough to take a peek down in line here. 21 going to be able to just drive right on past him on the outside. And then they go side by side back here, the 22 and the 10, but the 22 going to get the jump on Vormwald. And Vormwald going to come up the track and doesn't close the door on the 23 machine of Andrew Melvin. Melvin now peeking to the inside of Robert Vormwald, but not going to make it happen just yet as Chris James works to the inside of David Santini. So Chris James already up a few positions here. Started in the 16th spot as he gets very tight on the exit of turn 4. Going to cost him a ton of ground as he will lose 2, maybe 3 spots. The 04 machine, Matthew Lee, dives in there, almost makes contact with David Santini. He's going to have to back out of it, and that costs him momentum. Danny Rogers now moves to the inside. That number 12 car in the 12th position. Battling for 11th with Matthew Lee. So they work their way around here now on lap 14. Josh Bonwell's led them all, and he continues to pull away. Jerry Glenn about a second back. Josh Bonwell now works down to the inside line. Jerry Glenn riding more of a middle groove. And let's ride along with Mr. Glenn here in this 30 car. See, he is working a different line. Actually closed in quite a bit there in 1 and 2 as Bonwell went up high. Jerry Glenn down low. He's trying to hold on to the second spot as Jeremy Crandall right there following along, and Tyler Pluff, the 18, Chris McCullough as well, just in this small pack, about a second back of your leader. And they have separated themselves from the number 22 and the 23. Who are basically at this point fighting for one of the last spots in the final round here. And Vormwald now to the inside of the 22. But only the top 6 will advance to the championship next week, so these guys are going to have to fight for every position they can get here, not be too giving in the position department, points department, because they have to beat out their competitors to make it to Homestead. Josh Bonwell still out front, 9/10 the difference between himself and the 30 machine. Let's see if there's any other battles back here. Jeff Smith, that 07 machine, got a little damage from the initial wreck. Currently holding on to the 17th spot as Travis Rucker behind him, who pitted during that first caution. He's back here in the 18th position trying to make up spots. We've got a battle towards the back here. Tim No, the 00 fighting with Juanito Medina. The 00 going to take that spot, going to cut up right in front of Medina. They will trade spots for 25th and 26th position. And we got a big gaggle up here. The 9 machine, as well as the 32, the 07, and the 83. all in a battle here. David Santini going the wrong way, maybe struggling with the nose damage on that race car. And Santini, I would have thought to be one of the favorites here tonight with his win last week at Atlanta. And he's been a strong contender throughout the season. The 32 really had to back out of it. And Santini gonna make a move, gonna go 3 wide here. Very bold move. And I don't think it's gonna work out for him as Jeremy Poole now closes in, is gonna go to the inside line. The 9 really had to slow his momentum up. And he's probably gonna lose that spot to Poole as he gets very close to the wall. And surely the damage causing issues here with the downforce. So he gets right behind the 52, but not gonna be able to challenge for that position. Jacob Plank up here in this 19 car having a good run so far. Started in 13th, he's up to the 8th spot, trying to chase down the 22. He's been a strong contender all season, and we got a battle for second place. The 73, Jeremy Crandall, finally making the move on Jerry Glenn, but doesn't look like he's gonna be able to complete the pass here, and he'll drop back into that 3rd spot. So we're coming up to lap 25 here. Josh Bonwell just has checked out, 1.68 seconds to the good. As Andrew Melvin now taking a peek on the inside of Tyler Bluff, and that is for the 4th and 5th positions. And in your top 10, we have only 2 non-chase drivers, being Jerry Glenn in 2nd and Jacob Plank in 8th. And they have all started to create a line here from 2nd through 8th. Well, Bonwell almost 2 seconds ahead, continues to run significantly faster than anyone else. Andrew Melvin being the exception. He is in the same zip code time-wise as the 56. So much ground to make up here as he goes high in 3 and 4. Going to take a look to the inside, going to elect to stay in line here. Gets a good run out of turn 2. It looks like going to try and wind that thing up on the high line. 73 going to shut the door. And Andrew Melvin going to continue to use the high line as the 73 and 30 take it side by side for 2nd place. Andrew Melvin almost rubs the wall there. The 73 once again going to shut the door. And Andrew Melvin wants to let him know that he is there in case he elects to do that again. But they are starting to stack up here, and someone is going to make a move at some point. The 23 just not close enough to make that move just yet. He once again goes high. 73 going to slide up in front. And now Andrew Melvin to the inside, going to try and complete the pass here. The big run on that front straightaway. Really going to have to get it down there next to the apron, and they are still side by side, and right behind them, the 18 of Chris McCullough makes the move on Tyler Pluff, but it hasn't happened yet, as now Andrew Melvin trying to slide up, not going to work. The 18 tried to do the same thing, and it's not going to work for him. So they stay as they were, but it's starting to get interesting. Josh Bonwell continues to lead, just nobody in sight really in either direction. He is in a zip code of his own. It looks like the 29 is actually starting to fall back to him. That is Juanito Medina back here in the 26th position. He is 23 seconds behind your leader and just about 2 seconds in front. And Bonwell's closing rapidly. Medina really struggling here, as we are now over 30 laps into this event, basically a quarter of the way complete. Josh Bonwell has led every lap and continues to speed up here, but it looks like Jerry Glenn actually able to close the gap by about a quarter of a second here on that last lap. Bonwell must have been tight out of the corner. And battling continues back here. Chris McCullough to the inside of Tyler Pluff, who scuffs the wall there. And the 18 trying to complete that pass out of turn 2. He's going to slide up the track a little bit, but Tyler Pluff going to stay right there with him. And no one will advance at the moment. But good side-by-side racing here. Nobody pushing the car too much as the 18 gets close, with the 21 of Pluff able to stay off him. As 23 of Andrew Melvin now making the move once again. We'll see if he can complete it. Really sails it into turn 1. And they're door banging here. The 23 bounces off the 73. Good battle for that third spot. But behind them, it's nearly 3-4 wide. That is dangerous here at Iowa. It is a pretty fast track for being as short and flat as it is, but you really cannot do 3 wide here for very long. As the 18 of Chris McCullough losing ground now, the 22 on the outside of him. Here comes the 19 of Jacob Plank as well. Looks like, oh, we got contact up here. Andrew Melvin goes around. The 73, a handful of others. Looks like Matthew Lee caught up in this one. But Andrew Melvin battling for the 3rd and 4th spot. His car heavily damaged. And that changes a lot here. Let's go back and look at what brought out caution number 2. So let's go to have a higher camera view here. Andrew Melvin in that 4th spot. You see the 29 up on the wall there. That is Medina, who is a lap car. The 73 and the 23 racing side by side. They go through 3 and 4, end up 3 wide. The 29 up high, 23 down low. Andrew Melvin drifts up into him. That bounces the 73 up into the 29. That sends Andrew Melvin around. And Matthew Lee just scrapes off of him. But Jeremy Crandall also caught up in this. Not sure how much damage he has. But a definite shocker for some of these chase contenders who have been running so well. And 73 going to be able to escape with very minimal damage, I think. But Andrew Melvin really coming out the worst of anyone there. Let's go to his nose cam just to he was racing. There's really not a whole lot you can do as a driver. This is the view you pretty much see. As he drifts up, you can see the contact just there, and then blindsided into the wall. Hit by Matthew Lee there. Let's see what Matthew's view was. Coming out of the corner, and really can't see a whole lot. Tries to find his way through. 23 just sitting there. And he makes a little contact, but the car looks okay, so Matthew Lee going to be able to continue here, and he actually pits along with the leaders coming out in 7th position. Josh Bonwell wins the battle off pit road, and that's going to take us to our first commercial break. We'll be right back with the racing action. about ready to get going again. Josh Bonwell, your leader here. He's going to lead them along with Jerry Glenn. Those two have remained in the top two basically the whole race. And back underway at Iowa for chase race number 3 of the FEG PC iRacing Flea Market Series. Josh Bonwell out to a half-second lead already, but 21 machine of Tyler Pluff, really good run through turn 2. He gets alongside Jerry Glenn. Going to try and grab that position away. They go side by side, very tight racing. Out of the corner there, the 21 of Pluff with the advantage down the front straightaway. He clears himself. Will take over that second spot from Jerry Glenn. Chris McCullough battling side by side with the Beard, the 22 machine. This is for 4th and 5th positions. Behind them, Matthew Lee racing it out with Jacob Plank. 12 car Danny Rogers right there with Chris James. They are all inside the top 10. Matthew Lee escaped with little to no damage during that last caution. Kind of miraculous as he was headed straight for the 23, just glanced off of him. So lucky break for the 04 as they battle side by side farther back to 52. And Crandall, who was up there in 3rd earlier, trying to make up ground. He is outside the top 10. Jeremy Poole right there with him. And they are racing for the 12th and 13th positions. Crandall up in that high line, trying to get it to work here. The 52 right on the yellow line, but not going to be able to hang on as Crandall, massive run out of the corner. And Tyler Pluff trying to chase down Josh Bonwell. Only about a quarter second behind, but he is losing a little bit each lap, so we'll see if he can do anything here. Looks like Andrew Melvin still riding out there in the 25th position. He was up towards the front with this car. Definitely down on power. Way back here in 25th position. Good racing so far. Chris James side by side with Danny Rogers. Guys, chase drivers, but they're up in the top 10 along with Jerry Glenn and Jacob Plank. A few more of these non-chase drivers finding their way towards the front. Chris James up 8 spots from where he started. Danny Rogers up 17 positions. And 12 machinist Travis Rucker loses a spot to them, going to drop back to the 10th position. As he tries to find his way back forward after an early pit cycle decision. Josh Bonwell out in front. He's led every lap, I think. Yeah, every single lap so far. Tyler Pluff the closest to him at the moment, but not really close enough to do anything with him. And Jerry Glenn, who was your second place driver for that first stint, not able to reel the front 2 in as he gets very close to the wall, and the 22 machine now going to close in even more. We have Gary Rigdon in chat here cheering for Travis Rucker, that 83 machine. Keep an eye on him. He is one of the chase drivers. Currently sitting 6th on the grid. So if he finished where he was, if it ended right now, he would be into the finale at Homestead with a shot at winning custom built PC. Josh Bonwell really trying to show that he is going to be a contender. As he gets very close to the wall, that's going to cost him a little time. As Tyler Pluff still about a half second back. He brushes the wall again, going down into turn 1. We've seen that a few times from that 21 machine. But Pluff and Bonwell were duking it out basically the entire season. Tyler Pluff had a few issues there at the tail end of the regular season. But has been able to advance through the first round into the second round here today. And he really looking like a strong runner at this point, as he was through most of the regular season. Jerry Glenn right here in this 3rd spot, though. I don't think he's raced at all this season, but just being his first showing here in this league, putting on a great race so far. So we are 54 laps into this and approaching halfway here, just a few laps. Chris McCullough takes over the 5th spot from Jacob Blank, who's now under pressure from Danny Rogers. These two non-chase drivers battling it out here in the top 10. Travis Rucker peeks to the inside of Chris James, trying to take over another position here. Chris James giving him plenty of room to race, but the 83 can't get it done, and Ronnie Royal coming up right behind him. They start to challenge for that 10th position. Coming out of turn 4, the 83, a big run. He's going to peek to the inside of Chris James. Try and make it happen here in 1 and 2. Such a hard place to pass, though, if you can't get this corner just right. The 83 staying right there with him. Actually, it looks like he pulled him a little. Chris James maybe not early enough on the throttle as the 83. Big advantage going into turn 3, and he can slide up in front. But we have a caution on the track. There's Jeremy Crandall going around here. Looks like out of turn 2. Let's take a look. So Crandall, let's actually go back a little bit farther here to this view. It looks like the 1 and the 9 possibly got together coming out of turn 4. Or no, the 9 just very slow. And 73 able to go around the outside, but Santini really dove it in deep and drifted up the track into Crandall. Jeremy Crandall tried to save it, but overcorrects into the outside wall. And that's going to be heavy damage on the front end. The 73 machine, you can see the right side pancake now. And he's right back here with Andrew Melvin, who was probably very happy to see that that came out to get some more damage fixed on the Monster Energy machine. But Jeremy Crandall started up towards the front. Andrew Melvin actually going to stay out here. Interesting decision. And I don't know if he's gonna, he is not gonna be the leaders. Jeremy Poole is still out here. And I think these guys are just trying to get a bonus point for a lead in the lap. But winning the battle off pit road looks like Brad Bothwell, I think. But maybe a speeding penalty. Let's see. Bonwell pulled out in front. The 13. It's a little slow back here behind him. It looks like he's coming back down pit road. Probably. Yeah, speeding penalty most likely for Bothwell, unless he actually missed his box. That is what happened, not a speeding penalty. So Bothwell does not win the battle off. That was Josh Bonwell in front of Tyler Pluff. And yeah, 73 of Jeremy Crandall. I think he continues to sit on pit road. No, a long pit stop. He's still on the lead lap. And Andrew Melvin takes it down pit road. Getting service completed on his vehicle. So we'll see if he can get the bumpers put back on that thing at some point, but he has completed about a minute and a half of service on that car to this point. But Jeremy Poole, who stayed out to lead a lap, he's going to bring it down here, I think. Yes, he will. 52, no fear. Going to surrender the lead back to Josh Bonwell. So Bonwell jumps back out front. Take this moment to let you know about iRacing Flea Market. You can check those guys out over at iRacing Flea Market on Facebook. Get advice and buy or sell new or used sim racing gear over there. Link is in the chat. Head on over there, become a member. If you're looking to take your iRacing experience to the next level, you can find what you need at the iRacing Flea Market. And if you're looking for a custom PC, take a look at Ford Entertainment Group. We might have Jeff in the chat here at some point. He builds some great custom PCs for an affordable price. So many of the iRacers in tonight's race, as well as just across the service, use his PCs. But if you're just tuning in, tonight's race is the third race of the chase and the first of round 2, the only race of round 2. And we come into tonight's event, 18 drivers in contention to make it to the final 6. But right now, Josh Bonwell, Tyler Pluff, Chris McCullough, Mike Eames, the Beard, aka the Beard, Travis Rucker, Matthew Lee, and it looks like Ronnie Royal, or I'm sorry, Travis Rucker would be the last one in at this moment. They all came in tied, 2,500 points, and so really the top 6 finishers are going to come out of here with a shot next week at Homestead. And we had a pretty large field here, down to now 25 on the lead lap. A few of these guys did not actually start the race. Looks like we started with 29, Ryan Gimmel being last on the field right now. But green flag back in the air. Josh Bonwell, a good restart. Tyler Pluff gets a better jump than he did when he was up here earlier. And he's going to hang on to second. Chris McCullough goes side by side with Jerry Glenn. That 30 car just not in the right positions on these restarts, and he continues to fall after being up there and challenging for the top spot at one point. But the 18 of Chris McCullough looks like he's going to be able to clear him here, and the 30 jumps up in line in front of the 22. Battles side by side with Danny Rogers, that 12 machine, marching forward. He is up 20 positions at this point, but not able to get that one there. And the 19 of Jacob Plank, who's also moved forward, looking to take over that position. Travis Rucker right here behind this battle. He now jumps to the outside of Rogers, and they battle it up right here at the bottom half of the top 10. Looks like Robert Vormwald back here side by side with the one machine of Ken McCullough, who was on the tail end of the lead lap at one point, but he has started to make his way forward up to the 14th spot. Oh, we got contact a bit farther back. Clinton Cox making an evasive maneuver behind the 32, who almost drifts up into Gregory Brandenburg, but the 3 of Clint Cox getting a double there, passing the 32 and the 77 in turns 1 and 2. And Clint Cox, one of your chase drivers here, he's looking to make it in, but currently riding in the 16th spot. It's not going to be good enough, as almost all the drivers in contention are in front of him. Ronnie Royal being one of those. He battles it out side by side with Alec Conklin, who also is trying to find his way in to next week. And the 54 up, oh, very tight out of the corner. He's going to have to back out, and the one machine, Ken McCullough Jr., continues to move forward. Now puts pressure on the 54, and Vormwald right there with him. At the front, Tyler Pluff, though, still within striking distance of Josh Bonwell, but just has not had the speed to get to his bumper. So they head down into turn 1, about 6-7 car lengths the difference. With the 21 really dives in hard, closes that gap up by about a car length. But Josh Bonwell just really on a rail here, almost a perfect race to this point. So he gets pretty tight out of the corner there. That's going to allow Tyler Pluff to start to close in. And this track just cooling even more as the race goes on. Going to make these cars tighter and tighter. And coming to lap 70 here, whoever can manage the tires a bit better, I think, is going to have a good shot at competing in this one. As once again, the top 2 about the same times, but Tyler Pluff just a touch slower, 1/100th of a second. See him back out of it right there. It's going to cost him probably about a half tenth, maybe a tenth, to Bonwell, who continues to work that low line, which generally doesn't hold up. Yeah, Pluff about a tenth slower that lap to the 1,000th. So he is he's trying to hang with the 56, but just has not had it for him tonight. Well, Jacob Plank moving forward up to the 5th spot. The 22 still battling with Danny Rogers. Jerry Glenn continuing to impress as well up here in the top 5. Not exactly where he started, but right there in reach in that number 30 Camaro. So coming to 50 to go here in just a couple laps. Matthew Lee up here in the 9th position. That 04 car trying to close back in on Travis Rucker, who's gotten around him. And that puts Matthew Lee on the hot seat. He'd be the final one to transfer to the championship round at Homestead. But Ronnie Royal right back there. Alec Conklin, Ken McCullough, Clint Cox all closing in. Matthew Lee trying to hang on, trying to chase down that 83 one more time. Let's go to the cockpit here with Matthew. Pretty much single file at this point, but we do see the 22 peeking to the outside of Jacob Plank. Plank hanging on to that 5th spot. 22 machine not able to complete the pass, but he's trying to sail it in there and get alongside. Here comes Danny Rogers down low. 12 car trying to march forward here up to 7th, trying to get 6th away, but it's so hard to pass down there on that end of the track. And they nearly make contact. Meanwhile, Chris James battling with Ronnie Royal. Gonna hang on to that 10th spot. The 3 machine of Clint Cox really sailed it in on the inside line, trying to complete the pass on Robert Vormwald. The 10 machine now looking to the inside. Gonna try and cross him over here, but it'll be real tough with 10 drifting up the track. Gonna make contact if he continues. Very close there out of the corner. Cox going to be able to hang on to that spot for right now, but we are under caution. Looks like the 00 and the 9. Couple playoff or chase contenders here involved in this one. Let's go back to what this looked like. Initially, the 9 tags Tim No in the 00. 00, I think, really had to slow it down, but Santini going into the corner here. I'm not sure exactly what happened. 00 making contact with the 32 machine. Gene Rogers, that sends him around. The 52 involved. And the 00 able to continue onwards, but the 52 of Jeremy Poole caught up in this. Heavy damage to the nose of that race car. And Santini ended up going around after all of that. So they make contact, nowhere for him to go. He slams on the brakes, gets hit from behind, sent down towards the infield. Trying to hang on to it, he locks it up in the pit lane. Or on the outer pit lane. But he'll continue on, not the race that Santini has wanted. Last week's winner, not a great start here, but Josh Bonwell will lead them down pit road. He's led 78 of the 79 laps that have been completed. And looks like Robert Vormwald, no, he's making it into his box. Nobody stays out here. Let's see who wins the battle off. A couple drivers taking 2 tires. Chris James being the first. I think Chris James may have won the battle off that 34 car. Trying 2 tires here on 21 lap old rubber. And we'll see if he actually hangs on to this. I don't know if he was speeding or if he actually did win that battle off, but right now it looks like Chris James gonna inherit the lead. Tyler Pluff came out second. Josh Bonwell shuffled to third, so the deepest that the 56 has been in this field. As your new leader, the 34 machine of Chris James. We want to thank you for tuning in here tonight on VSPEED. We are live tonight on YouTube. You can also check us out on Twitch throughout the week. let's get our new links on this image here. You can check us out on Twitch throughout the week. You can check us out right here on YouTube on Monday nights, broadcasting the Ford Entertainment Group iRacing Flea Market Series. And there we go. We've got the Instagram and Twitter links. You can check us out on those platforms to see announcements that we make throughout the week for each race, as well as for special events and new merchandise. You can also find those same announcements over on Facebook, and we would appreciate if you liked or subscribed on any of those platforms. And if you did so tonight, we would appreciate that as well. I want to thank you for tuning in here to tonight's race. A lot on the line for these guys, and I'm sure they appreciate the support, the fans coming out to watch. So Chris James out in front. We've seen this in the iRacing Fantasy Series, but not over here in the Ford Entertainment Group Series. So we'll see what Chris can do. 2 tires on that race car. Jeff Smith in the 07 also taking 2. Haven't heard much from him since the start of the race, but he is up now 11 positions with that decision. And also Jeffrey Ford, the 95 car, he is back on the lead lap here in the 23rd position. I didn't see how he got back up here. I thought he had taken it behind the wall, but looks like he did not. He is back on track here in the 23rd position. And the winner of tonight's race is going to get a VSPEED trophy. So that's a nice prize for these guys. Also, a random driver on the lead lap can be getting the giveaway here. So that is a cool prize as well. Tonight's prize is going to be a $25 iRacing credit or an iRacing t-shirt. It's the winner's choice. So whoever gets that random giveaway right over at the iRacing Flea Market about 15 minutes after the race tonight. You can check out the link in the chat there. We are back underway. Chris James gets him going. Bring our ticker up one more time. He gets out in front. Tyler Pluff going to hang on to second. And now Josh Bonwell with the challenge of trying to make it back up to the lead. But he gets not a great run through turn 2. And that's going to allow Chris McCullough to battle side by side down the back straightaway. Here comes the 19 right behind him. And Bonwell in danger of losing this third spot. Chris McCullough really dives it in there. Contact Travis Rucker trying to hang on to it. He will. A heck of a save. Let's see what happened here with the 83. As he gets hit by the 07. And what a great save. Such a hard thing to do there without overcorrecting. And he does it. Lives to race another lap or so here. But he loses quite a bit of track position. Now the 34, Chris James, in danger of losing the lead. Tyler Pluff closing in. Josh Bonwell right there. Chris James, 2 tires on that pit call. Is it going to work for him? Oh, I think we've got contact farther back here. The 30 machine hanging on to it. He will. He got into it with the 19, and they both save it. But the 19 up the track, the 30 down the track, and Jacob Plank able to hang on to 6th, and the 30 machine is going to drop quite a ways back here. He will go all the way back to 21st, so it has not gone well for Jerry Glenn. And I think we had contact right there as well. The 13 into the wall, so all kinds of stuff going on here. 13 sent it in, just no contact there. Oh, and the 1 machine went around. Ken McCullough Jr. Wow, just all kinds of activity. He got too low here on the apron and lost it. All kinds of stuff going on. And out in front, Chris James trying to hang on here. I want to welcome Audrey Lee to the room. Matthew Lee up to 6th after all of that. He's been able to survive it. And currently 4th out of the playoff drivers. And he's looking like he's going to be on his way to Homestead if he can hang on to that spot. Meanwhile, the battle on for 2nd. Tyler Pluff has it. Josh Bonwell wants it. And the 21 up high. 56 has been so good down low, but he hasn't had to try and pass anyone. and it is such a hard thing to do here on that low line. The 21 has so much control over him. And a great run for Pluff out of the corner there, putting pressure on Chris James. Tyler Pluff, the highest he's been all race, right where he started. But now he looks to the inside of Chris James. They head down into the corner side by side. Pluff gonna have trouble completing that pass, but if he's gonna do it, it has to be on this end of the racetrack. It's really difficult in turns 3 and 4. And meanwhile, Travis Rucker, who we saw get loose earlier, he's trying to recover. And right now in the 11th spot, he needs to make up a few more positions to have any shot at making it to Homestead. He's currently the 8th driver in the playoffs. Oh, Josh Bonwell with an issue. I think he caught the wall coming out of turn 4. Just pushed really hard trying to get to the back bumper. Yeah, slams that outside wall, and that stacks up the 18 behind him. Danny Rogers went to make the move, but Bonwell able to hang on to 3rd for the moment. His top 2 have broken away just a little. The top 5 quite a ways in front of Matthew Lee. But yeah, this position trying to swap hands as Tyler Pluff now looks to the inside one more time. Chris James, the leader, on 2 tires. He's trying to stay there, and he will. Big run out of the corner. That's going to send the 21 right back to where he came from. In that 2nd spot, he'll have to settle in line. Here comes Danny Rogers, who continues to march. He's going to jump into 3rd and take that away from Josh Bonwell, who falls to 4th after his contact with the wall. Rogers now, slides it into the corner, trying to save it. He will. Good save from Danny Rogers. That'll drop him to 5th place. And here comes Matthew Lee up behind him. The 04 machine still in this 6th spot, trying to hang on, and he's doing a good job right now. Josh Bonwell takes over 3rd once again. Tyler Pluff still trying to find a way around Chris James at the front, but Pluff way up the track. That'll cost him some time. Cost him a lot of time, actually. 3 or 4 tenths going into turn 1 there. You can see the difference. And Josh Bonwell, who's leading this event, he's led the most laps by far. Now in a position to try and show how dominant he can be if he can get by the 21 and charge back up to the lead even after a mistake. He charges out of the corner really hard there. Good run now to the inside of Tyler Pluff. The battle for 2nd and the battle for the top seed going into Homestead. Who is the favorite between these two who've battled it out all season long? Pluff with no wins to this point, but very consistent for that first half of the year. And now Bonwell racing side by side with him. Not going to be able to complete the pass. Here comes Chris McCullough looking to the middle. Bonwell going to charge it down into turn 1. Really good run through the center there, but so hard to exit the corner with any kind of speed from that low line, and he'll lose the ground he made up on entry and drop back, still battling side by side. 21 not so good out of turns 3 and 4. 56 really had to get out of it. Here comes McCullough, and Tyler Pluff going to complete that pass for the moment. He has the full track to work with. And they've really stacked up for 2nd. Chris James has not gotten away. He is on 2 tires. The only other car on 2 tires, Jeff Smith in 8th place, who finds himself currently the last car in the chase grid for Homestead, but Travis Rucker right there on his back bumper, recovering from the contact with the 07 earlier, and he's going to try and make the pass here in the next few laps. I think he needs to have any shot at making it to Homestead. Chris James still hanging on, but Tyler Pluff now with the high ground. 34 tries to close the door, can't do it. And Tyler Pluff is there, going to try and pinch him down here in 1 and 2. 21 up high. Chris James strong down low, though. Pluff really wide out of the corner. Josh Bonwell off the wall. So frustration setting in for the 56 as Tyler Pluff working on taking over that lead. And he will do it. Chris James now back to second, going to try and jump up high and throw the block on Bonwell. We'll see if the 34 can rally the troops here and try and get back to the front, but I think it's all said and done if nobody can get to Tyler Pluff. And we don't get any cautions. It's going to be hard to catch this 21 machine. Josh Bonwell now looking to the outside of Chris James, not going to have the run. Danny Rogers battling with him side by side. Meanwhile, this battle continues to heat up. The 83 up the track, almost making contact. Travis Rucker in 9th position. He needs that spot. That's the last transfer spot to Homestead. Clint Cox also closing in on that battle. The 83 trying to get a run down low. Oh, the 18 machine. Chris McCullough with an issue. Oh, he got into Chris James. The 56 was trying to make a pass here. Looks like he might have tagged the 34. No, the 12 came up into him. Bonwell able to hang on to it. What a save. That saves his chase chances here, but that moves Travis Rucker into the transfer spot in the 7th position on track. He is the 6th playoff driver. And Chris McCullough right there behind him, the 07 right next to him. So we got to keep an eye back here, but Tyler Pluff in the lead, only a 1/10 of a second ahead of Danny Rogers. The 12 car just so quick tonight. He's up 24 spots from where he started. And reeling in Tyler Pluff, just so good in 1 and 2. You can see him cut down to the bottom of the track, and now he goes for the lead. And these guys narrowly escaping disaster a few laps ago. They're coming up behind Jeremy Crandall, who has had a bit of a disastrous race himself after running inside the top 5. It has not gone well, as Danny Rogers now charging into the corner. He's going to get very close to the back bumper. But it's going to be so difficult depending on where the 73 is here, especially. And what does Crandall do? Does he try and get out in front of the leader here? Does he wash up the track? Looks like he's going to stay low. That's going to allow Pluff to work his way past. And we are coming close to the end of this race. Under 20 to go. Tyler Pluff in the lead. Danny Rogers in second. And Travis Rucker was able to get by Jeff Smith. And now the battle in the transfer position is Chris McCullough, the 18 car, in the final transfer spot. Jeff Smith, Clint Cox right there behind him. They are battling Alec Conklin, Robert Vormald, Ronnie Royal. Really everybody up to 12th place other than Danny Rogers in second are playoff drivers. And at the front, the 12 car looking to the inside again. Pluff up high, the 12 can't do it that time. Josh Bonwell closing in now, though, as those two battle. Let's take a look at the front here. And Bonwell within striking distance of these two. He's closed the gap now. It's a 3-car breakaway. Matthew Lee up to 4th. But he's just in front of the 22, the 83, and the 18. And Crandall in the way of the 18. That slows him up. And Chris McCullough not happy with that, I'm sure. He is the final transfer position as they battle behind him. Jeff Smith, Clint Cox almost making contact. They have to work their way around Crandall. Looks like that won't be an issue as the 73 stays low. Jeff Smith, who was up there losing ground, and now Clint Cox sets his sights on Chris McCullough. And Josh Bonwell taking over second. Tyler Pluff with a problem. He goes back to third. Danny Rogers to the point. Now they battle for second place, the 56, the 21. And Bonwell working down low. He's closed in. He's going to take second away. Looks like he can close the door. No, he can't. Now he'll take that spot. Pluff backs out of it. The 56 so good on this end of the racetrack. He made his mistakes down there, but that's where he has been so strong. And now right there with the leader. Danny Rogers, the 12 machine out in front, started towards the back, trying to win this thing, coming to 10 to go. It's Danny Rogers, Josh Bonwell, and Tyler Pluff. Matthew Lee still back here in fourth, doing a good job, solidly hanging on to this spot. Not a ton of pressure from the 22, who's fighting with Travis Rucker, who's made an incredible recovery after almost getting wrecked out of this thing. He's up to sixth and in comfortable shape to make it if he finishes where he is. Chris McCullough back here is pulled away from Clint Cox, and they are all chasing him. He's the last spot. The 3 and the 07 battling it out back here. If they continue to fight, Alec Conklin will approach, as well as Jacob Plank. But at the front now, under 10 to go. Josh Bonwell right there. Bonwell a little bit wide out of the corner. He almost rubs the wall. It costs him some time. But that is the battle for the win here. Now with 8 laps to go, Danny Rogers trying to stretch away. Tyler Pluff has lost touch with the top 2. Back here in the 3rd spot, and Matt Lee is trying to close in. Oh, looks like we had contact. Under caution, the 07 of Jeff Smith. Oh, the 3 of Clint Cox. That's going to end their night and their shot at the championship. Let's take a look at what happened here between these two. Clint Cox up on the outside, the 07 down low. And they were fighting it out here for, I believe it was 7th and 8th. The 3 up on the outside. The 7 kind of closed in. The 3 came down, though. Well, the 19 machine, Jacob Plank, caught up in this. Ronnie Royal, slight damage there. Not really anywhere to go for the 81 machine. Let's go to his nose cam. He gets tagged there up into the wall. He's still up inside the top 10. The 19 of Jacob Plank, unfortunate. He had a great run going. And he gets spun around here. Damaged by Royal. But that is going to change things here. Matthew Lee stays out. And this is a bold move here. It's probably going to end up being a green-white checkered. Matthew Lee in the lead. Going to try and win his way to Homestead. And this can really go one of 2 ways. It looks like the top 7 have stayed out, and they are all chase drivers, including Jeff Smith and Clint Cox, who have heavy damage. They might be able to squeeze in, even though they were the cause of the caution. Somehow they might be able to advance here. Matthew Lee gonna stay out, and he's already made his bed here. He's gonna have to lay in it no matter what. So Matthew Lee in front, Chris McCullough in second. He was right on the edge. Alec Conklin had been out, but he is up here. David Zantini, Clint Cox, Jeff Smith, the 6 in the championship hunt right now, as Ken McCullough Jr. also stays out. He's in 7th and has not had the race that you would have expected from that driver, but he's in the fight now. Tyler Pluff, the first one off pit road, 2-tire pit stop there. 41 lap old left sides. It could be interesting. And Danny Rogers right here with him. Josh Bonwell currently on the outside, and this is just a huge, huge change from what we saw only 2 laps ago. And this is going to be dramatic. This is shaping up to be quite the battle. The 29 machine will bring it down pit road. That's Juanito Medina, who has not had a great race back here in the 26th position. 3 laps off the leaders. But Matthew Lee might be getting the 1 to go next time. I think it is going to be a 2 to go situation when we get the green flag. And 42 lap old tires for the top 7. And then Tyler Pluff, first driver on fresh tires in this 8th position. He'll be on the outside here, which might actually be advantageous if they spin the tires real bad. He might be able to just swing around the outside. Matthew Lee here could be season defining or season ending decision for him here. The 04, the 18, the 54, the 9, who has had a rough race after being quick early in the going here. Just trying to pull something out of their hats. Here as we get the lights off on the pace car. We're going to be going green next time. And who is going to win it, folks? Who's going to do it here at Iowa? Somehow I think Tyler Pluff is going to find his way through this mess and make his way into the playoffs. I don't know if he's going to capture the win, but he's right now on the outside looking in. The top 9 drivers, all playoff or chase contenders. And Matthew Lee leading them all. We'll see what kind of a jump they can get here if they spin the tires, if they don't. But coming out of turn 4, pace car about to head onto pit road. Makes that hard left turn here in just a moment. Turns on the pit road. Matthew Lee gets him going. Up through the gears they go. Not a great restart by the 04, but he's still in front. 2 to go as they battle it out here for that top 6. Oh, the 18 way up the track. That's going to cause problems. Chris McCullough starting to lose grip. Tyler Pluff goes around. Josh Bonwell involved. And they spin on the backstretch. Caution is out. And that's not going to do it. They're going to get at least one more shot. And Matthew Lee still in front. But I think that could do it for both Tyler Pluff and Josh Bonwell as they drop outside the top 20. Bonwell takes it straight to pit road. Let's take a look here. Tyler Pluff going down into the corner. They stacked it up in front of him. The one car drifts up into him, takes him out, and then the 56 nowhere to go. He gets sent into the corner, actually off his wheels here. Barrel rolling, Josh Bonwell flying through the air out of the track and had to take it to pit road. I have never seen that happen. Josh Bonwell's night and season comes to an end just like that. Dominating performance tonight, but in wrong place, wrong time. And it's all over for him. Tyler Pluff also back here quite a ways. These guys just not going to be happy about that. I think it started really with the 18 machine drifting up the track like that. So Chris McCullough, he remains out there. Let's just see what happened to the 18. I really don't know if he really sent it into the corner and was never going to make it. But they stacked up behind him, and as they all kind of closed in, that's really what collected everyone. The 30 machine also caught up in this. Who's that? Jerry Glenn, who has run so strongly here, he gets caught up in it. Really heavy damage for that car. And the 77 slams into him, Gregory Brandenburg. But really your top contenders all season are gone after that. Well, Matthew Lee continues to lead. These car lights are still on. We're gonna have at least a couple more laps here, so let's cut. Let's actually bring up our points, and we will let you know where everybody is running. Timothy Bates, right now in the 12th position, is not in spot to transfer, but he is on fresher tires. Josh Bonwell obviously out of this race now after getting sent through the air. He is done. His season comes to a close here at Iowa. Brad Bothwell currently running in the 11th position outside of the cutoff. David Santini in 2nd place. He is in position to transfer if he can hang on here. Alec Conklin in the 4th position on track, also in position to transfer. Chris McCullough in 5th in the position to transfer. Clint Cox would be in position to transfer. And then Jeff Smith would be in position to transfer, riding in the 7th position on track. So everybody else would not make it. Travis Rucker's out. The 22, Mike Eames, aka Braden Johnson, the Beard on track, would be out as it sits. So we knew it was going to be dramatic. We didn't think it'd be that dramatic. But I believe the lights are going to turn off on the pace car here, and we should get the green flag in just a lap after that. And it's going to be another green-white checkered finish here. And we'll see what happens this time, if these guys can make it around without incident, or if it goes similarly to how it did. We still have 6 drivers in the top 7 with old tires. Danny Rogers, that 12 machine, he is in the best spot, I think, possible. Currently the 4th position on brand new tires, pretty much. And really no other driver on fresh tires that close. The 22 is the closest to him, a couple rows back. But it is very, very interesting, to say the least, right here. Matthew Lee going to lead him to the flag one more time, and we'll bring up the ticker here, and you'll see where these guys finish, if they can hang on. We got Josh's mom cheering for Matt Lee now that Josh is no longer in contention. We got Audrey Lee in chat as well. Matthew Lee gets him going here. Good restart by the 04, better than last time. He gets up through the gears, now at the line, 2 to go. And we head down into turn number 1. Let's try, and oh, that is the wrong camera view. Let's see what happens here. The 07 drifts up the track. 83 of Travis Rucker trying to make it through. And the 3 of Clint Cox up towards the wall. Travis Rucker filing down in here. Brad Bothwell as well. They go 3 wide. The 83 sandwiched in the middle. That sends the 07 in the wall. Oh, almost turns the 83. They stay green. Oh, yeah, they made it, I think, to the white flag. No caution back in the air. Danny Rogers took the lead. And Matthew Lee was second, I think, going into the turn there. I am not sure if they have called it. They're all slowing up for the pace car. So right now, Danny Rogers. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure here if we're going to get the checkered flag or not. It shows the checkered on our screen. I think they made it to the white flag. Although maybe it's just one green-white checkered attempt here. I think Danny Rogers is going to be your winner. And we're going to have to go through and see who made it in and who didn't. It's going to be interesting. We'll have to check out the final standings. We'll see here. I think that's going to do it. Fireworks are going off. And these guys are done. That's the end of the race. Danny Rogers comes away your winner. He stole this thing away from Matthew Lee, who comes home in second. But what's really going to matter here in this race, I think, is who is in and who is out of the championship hunt. Danny Rogers, not a chase contender. Second place was Matthew Lee, and third place was Brad Bothwell. So they're both going to transfer, but it's who finished after that that's most important. So I want to congratulate Danny Rogers tonight. He started all the way back in 26th, finished your winner here at Iowa in the chase, leading 8 laps, and definitely was quick and continued to make his way towards the front, ultimately taking the lead when it mattered there on the last lap. Let's go to our results and see who is going to be moving on to the championship next week. Danny Rogers, not a chase contender, not going to be eligible, but he is going to get a trophy here tonight, and he's going to be eligible for the giveaway that they're doing here, but not the PC build that's going to be awarded at the end of the season. So Matthew Lee right there in second. He is moving on to the final round of the chase. Congratulations to him. Brad Bothwell right there behind him in the third position. He's going to be moving on to the playoffs at Miami. So congratulations to Brad Bothwell. Alec Conklin right there in the 4th position. He'll be moving forward. So congratulations to him. David Santini, after all his troubles tonight, he is advancing. That number 9 machine hangs on for a top 5 here tonight. In 6th, it was the Beard, so he is going to move on as well. So Mike Eames / Braden Johnson / the Beard, those guys moving on. In 7th, the last transfer spot. The 18 car, going to be a polarizing move at the end of this race. He stayed out. Chris McCullough going to move on to Homestead. So that is how they shuffle out, and that is what is going to be the status next week. We're going to have to create a new scoring sheet for you guys so you can see who's eligible next week. But Ronnie Royal finishes in 8th here. Clint Cox comes home in 9th. Timothy Bates rounding out the top 10. Those 3 not advancing to the finale at Homestead. But they can race. They'll be out here. It's definitely going to be contending for a win. In 11th position, it was Gene Rogers, who is not a playoff driver. Robert Vormwald gets eliminated here. Jeffrey Ford in that 95 machine, he comes home 13th. Jeremy Crandall does not advance. He finishes in 14th. Chris James, who was in a good position, he finishes in 15th here. Gregory Brandenburg comes home 16th. Travis Rucker will not advance. He comes home 17th. In 18th, it's Jerry Glenn. Jeff Smith in 19th will not advance. Tim No in 20th will not advance. In 21st, it was Jeremy Poole. Or I'm sorry, Tyler Pluff came home in 21st. 22nd was Jeremy Poole. 23rd, Juanito Medina. 24th was Ken McCullough Jr. He will not advance. Neither will Tyler Pluff or Jeremy Poole. Josh Bonwell comes home 25th. He will not advance. Jacob Plank, 26th. 27th was Andrew Melvin. He will not advance. RJ Corson, 28th. Ryan Gemmel finishes out the starters here tonight in the 29th position. But your winner was Danny Rogers, stealing it away from Matthew Lee here in the late goings of tonight's race. Again, we want to thank our sponsor here, the iRacing Flea Market. Check those guys out. We're going to put the link right here in the chat so you can head over there. They're going to be doing the giveaway for a random driver on the lead lap. So check out that link there. Head on over and see who wins it. You can also buy and sell your new or used sim racing gear and get advice on how to take your iRacing experience to the next level. Check out iRacing Flea Market. We want to thank you so much for tuning in here tonight on VSPEED. Congratulations again to Danny Rogers and all those advancing to the finale at Homestead. We were live tonight on YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't. And if you enjoyed the broadcast, we would really appreciate it. Also, check us out on Twitch, where we broadcast throughout the week. And please consider following and subscribing to us on that platform as well. You can also check us out on Facebook, where we post race announcements before each and every race throughout the week. Also on Twitter and Instagram, where you'll see those same announcements as well as special events and merchandise. So we want to thank you for tuning in here, for all your support tonight. And until next race, which will be in about 3 weeks, stay safe and have a good night.